let's start our discussion. How can schools balance protecting student rights with allowing teachers to maintain classroom authority? Should one take priority when the two conflict? Um, I think it is not that effective and useful to just one side. So the balance is most important. So schools can be balanced both teachers' authority and students' right by establishing clear rules, but I always emphasize that in written rule, not just in the oral rule, so that respects students' rights, and it can help to students that they can know how level they are in the classroom and how level are the teachers in the classroom. So it can help to teachers control the class. And also the communication skills is quite important because open communication and like the kind of system can help to know each side's opinion and so. So teachers, uh, I think if we didn't ask and if we didn't suggest or talk about our own opinion, others can know. Knowing their mind is quite impossible. We're just a human, so like many times we have to take a lot of time to communicate each other. So I think it can help to balance both of them, and it can also help the priority of not just uh, emphasize and just choosing on one side, but it can help to balance both of them. Yeah. What about you?
I think the biggest problem in Korea is students make their voices, and every um, institution like government and education office accepts only students' opinion.
Yeah.
But in contrast, teachers' opinion is not considered properly. So
Yeah.
I think we need to make this environment differently. I mean, teachers' opinions is also important, and now I think students' right is protected sufficiently. So we need to make the the way how we can accept teachers' thought and opinion, and then I think we can make balance between their relationship.
I think schools should establish strict rules that distinguish students' right and duty. Because students often ignore their duty as a students, considering valid instructions from teachers as violence above their rights. So if there is a priority, it would be teacher, because school is a place where teachers instruct students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, students have to know that having right also means having responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So leaders should have their own absolute authority. So schools can balance between schools can balance the setting clear rules. So and then students and teachers also have mutual respect to others. That will be make the good classroom.
Okay. For question number 2, what kind of support or training should teachers receive to handle conflicts with students and parents more effectively? I think teachers should train not only for their own subject, but also they have to train like communication skills or kind of psychology, kind of yeah, to know students more, and they have to know about some basic legal knowledge that which like situation can be like good for me. So it means they need a lot of support, institutional support, to help, so to keep teachers from feeling alone. From now on, many teachers were worried about their like quit their job, uh, because there are lots of strong parents, so they are worried and they are hesitated to do a proper teaching because they are scared of parents or school. So I think the most important thing is the law. Like we're going to discuss about another countries like protection, but when I search and when I listen to another countries, they have individual teachers law which can help and which can protect to and respect teachers. But in Korea, in my research, they have a kind of related to education law, but not only for individual teachers law. So I think that kind of institutional support can help teachers. So yeah, when they got the power, they can do whatever they want. So not just like blame students, but they can like lead students in a proper way based on their like government laws or kind of thing. So in conclusion, they have to train communication skills and they have to know a basic legal knowledge. And also for the government's point, they have to make some special law for teachers to protect them. Yeah.
I think in Korea, most teachers are not supported sufficiently. When some problems happens, even school principal tended to be side on students because of the voices by parents. So I think if some specific laws, when problems happens between students and teachers, uh, specific laws can protect teachers, then I think teachers can deal with students more easily than not. And also they need to be trained how to deal with students, like as you said, psychologically. And
Yeah.
so if they got used to how to deal with students properly, then they can handle students more easily right than not. And I think the most important thing is sufficient support by government or education office like that. Yeah. For now, most teachers don't feel they got proper support from a school or outside.
I think teachers need to be trained about how they can remain neutral and objective in any conflict without being emotional. So, in my experience as a teacher in academy, I have experienced I became emotional when students behave in a rude way.
Yeah.
I think the serious conflict arises when I express my emotion directly to students. So I think teachers are human, but they need to be neutral when they deal with conflicts between them and they also need schools' support and protection to deal with unjustified complaints from students and parents.
Yes, in recent years, I heard a lot of news related with like students fight with teachers. And also some very weird instances like students take a photo woman teacher or some teacher hit the teacher. And that case, I think the students also should apply adult law equally to adults, because they do not worry about their like judgment, yes, punishment, and so the enforcement of the law should be required, and also teachers need practical communication skills and legal rights. Yeah, that's it.
I want to add some point, like when I listening to your both opinion, students are just even there are many or a few bad students who did not listen carefully about teacher's decision, but they are just a kid. So I think they want to like be a strong man. They want to act like a strong man, but in the inner mind, they are quite weak because they're not that mature. So, but teachers are quite old than students, so they can like think about how to resolve these kinds of conflicts, and if they make some good way to solve this kind of problem, and if they use that kind of system, students is quite easy to control in my opinion, because I also have a experience about teaching students, and the first time they are like hate to do a homework or assignment or memorizing a words, but in the first time I was really mad when they are cheating, but yeah, at the first time I just expressed my emotion. I'm a teacher and I come here to earn money during while teaching students, but if you guys do not do homework and just like cheating and time goes on, I'm not that like worth it. I cannot feel just this time is useful, so like don't cheat, but this way cannot be solve this problem. So I changed my mind and I try to like persuade why they have to study, but it is quite hard, but to few students it is quite efficient. They understand about the society, because from now on they're just a kid and they're just a like daughter and the son of their parents, so they have they don't have any worry about their future. But when I told him based on my experience or based on my friends, they gonna be quite worry about their future. So some students change their mind, and from now on, he and just a few students changed my mind, and they didn't cheat. Or if they did not do a homework, they just agree, like they just realize and they just stay at academy to solve all of the rest of the homework. So that kind of way is quite efficient to like treat as a human, not just a student. They're just same as us. So
And in my experience, when I observe some students, there are a lot of students who are really bad and really rude, but there are also some students who just don't know what they did is rude.
yeah,
So
they don't
we
know.
have to teach them what they did is rude.
So we have to teach in a proper way to know. Yeah. for number 3, at what point does parental involvement cross the line into classroom interference? How can schools set healthy boundaries without alienating parents? I think students' involvement, like students' communication or parents' involvement, is not that just bad, because there are lots of bad teachers who is not that a real teacher. They just want to earn money in an easy way. So parental involvement can reduce that kind of bad situation. But the problem is when the parents want to change the grade or teaching method, that is a big problem, because school is a place where teachers must teach students, not just that place, not just a debating place. There are like educational system. So when they cross the line, the problems gonna be occur, like contacting after the working time or in the evening or the weekend. So schools or government have to make clear laws or rules written in the written rule, so it can protect. And when they cross the line, they can just read the wrong. According to this law or according to these rules, you cannot contact after work, or you cannot interfere my teaching method. So I think if there are clear rules and also the clear proper punishment, parents gonna be scared about that rule, so it might be help to protect teacher from interfering their class.
I think in some part, parental involvement is necessary, because some teachers sometimes make mistakes. So we need to listen to students' opinions and also their parents' opinions. But these days, many parents point out very specific thing, and like by sending text message to teachers, and they ask too much. So I think I think to solve this problem, I think the school principal deal with this problem. I mean, for now, our parents just send to text message directly to teachers, but if we block that behavior and then we make the law, like sending to school principal and then deal with their opinions, then we can fix this problem in some way. Yes.
And as I listening to your opinion, and when I combine into my opinion, in like university, we cannot easily know the professor's phone number, right? We just know their like office or just an email. I think if it is possible, how about like just hiding their personal information? But I'm not sure it can be like implemented in the school.
Because university students are already other.
Yes.
And some parents even considers the teacher's KakaoTalk profile pictures.
And I heard that some students can easily find the Instagram's ID and they can just capture and just send it to their
When
friends.
I went to the practicum last year, so many students asked me
About your personal
yeah.
information. Wow.
and Instagram ID, and they even
Find it.
found my
Wow.
Instagram ID, but my ID is just locked, so I didn't
Unopened.
accept
Mm.
their
Wow.
requirement.
Okay. What do you think about question number 3?
I think when parents raise thoughts about teacher's class management, it becomes classroom interference. Schools should provide some official notifications about how the class are running with details so that parents fully trust teachers and let their children be willing to be disciplined by teachers.
Okay.
So, I also same opinion as yours. So schools can set boundaries, applying a specific guideline to students. Then it will be helpful to protect the teacher.
Question number 4. Do you think Korean schools should have national level policies that clearly define student, teacher, and parent responsibilities? Why or why not? I think national level policies are important because while I'm solving this kind of question, I just thought about that to compare to Korea police and NYPD, like New York or another country police. They are quite different, even if they are in the same job. In US, or I'm not sure, in lots of Western culture, the criminals or just people worry and like scared about the police level and police power. But in Korea, they don't. They just fight. I think it is quite similar to in school. Like if they have power and clear punishment, students, parents are easily know their level and boundaries. What behavior is like accepted or what behavior is quite lewd and the punishment. So the most important thing and the most biggest problem is there are not in Korea there are no laws about protecting teachers. I think they have to implement that kind of law.
I think national level policies is necessary because if we set specific policies, then if you wanna do something, then when you see the policies, then you could hesitate to do. So I think specific policies is totally necessary in our education atmosphere. Then many parents could not cross the line about teachers. Yes.
I also think the national level policies are needed because the conflict between teachers and the others are often generated from ambiguous distinction about their responsibilities. So national level policies might have a stronger authority and can be accepted better than individual school level policies.
Me too. National level policies are necessary. They provide clear and consistent standards for everyone. So, and this can prevent confusion.
Yeah. Okay. Number 5. What role should students play in shaping classroom rules or school policy? Can student voice be part of classroom management without weakening teacher authority? I think students must appeal and suggest their own opinion because the classroom is not just a place to be deliberated the subjects or lecture. School is a place where students can learn a little society. So if they really want to study, they can just go to academy. They can just learn specific subjects in online lecture. But the government set the like essential education system until middle school. It means schools have a responsibilities to teach not only just the subject but also the little society kind of communication, or like how to solve the conflict and how to suggest their own opinion. So yeah, express their opinion is quite useful, but the problem is occur when they cross the line. So like discussion or like student council might be efficient to express students' opinion, like while teachers maintain finally authority. It means the final decisions are only owned by teacher. If they know the system, it gonna be useful.
I also think the final decision is made by teachers. I think school is like small society. In society, we think some law is ridiculous, but we have to follow.
Right.
So I think the ideal environment in school is students express their opinions and teachers consider them, and if it's reasonable, then accepts in school policy.
Okay.
I think it is important to let students engage in shaping classroom rules or school policy. If it works well, students can learn which regulations are needed to run a community, and also they can learn responsibility to follow what they have promised. But of course, teachers must direct and control all the process students make any rules.
Yes, students can suggest ideas for basic, so like a detail, details, and in my opinion, final decision making is
Only for a teacher.
teacher.
Yeah.
In details, students can can speak very freely. And it can work without weakening the authority of teacher.
Okay. Question number 6. In what ways could schools ensure that teachers feel professionally respected and protected when disputes arise? Like all the questions are quite similar, but schools should provide clear rule. And I just thought about the like school judgment, little school judgment. So if there are quite big argue or fighting between teacher by teacher or teacher by students or student by student, they can make some like specific department related to the judgment. So they can they can make a decision and they can resolve that kind of thing related on their written law. So, but if it is implemented, it is quite sad to watch that kind of situation. But there are so many conflicts from now on. While I'm waiting for you guys, I just watching some reels, like short form. But I just watched some part of the video. Some students were chatting while teachers are delivering their lecture, but when they caught by teacher, they did not hand some their phones. It is a movie, but when they like when teachers take students' phones and students gonna be shout and fight and the teachers are really mad, and when his hand is gonna be high to hit, all of the students take out their phone and just film it. So this kind of system is I don't want I don't want to just like um, like I just want to be a teacher's point. It means teachers has also a bad like attitude behavior, but also it is quite weird. Like all of the students like this is so weird in my opinion. So I really want to solve this kind of problem, but yeah. So I want to listen your opinion about this.
And another problem is even male teachers cannot
like even little bit touch or
Yeah.
waking up.
instruct and
Yeah.
encourage students. I have experienced some students who just shouting at male teachers, even they didn't touch anything, but they just shouting,
Wow.
"Don't touch me," and they even point out some expressions that teacher says as a sexual.
Like specific words.
Yeah.
Wow. Because in my high school life, in my first grade, my teacher is so strict. So he is when we did not do homework, they just hit by the like stick, like hand, not just cheek but hand or. That kind of strict teachers moved to girls' high school, and when I heard about another like sisters in my academy, wow, he even not like waking up students while they're sleeping, because in the first time when he wakes some students similar as you, like they just shout, and not just shout but like argue, why do you like touch me, I'm so ashamed. So he changed his attitude, so I feel so like yeah. Over to question number 6. Yeah.
These days, when disputes arise, we tended to listen to students' opinion. So most teachers feel isolated when something problems happen. So I think the school principal have to see the situation fairly,
Yeah.
because the school principal tended to make the situation not loud, because
Yeah, not loud.
they are afraid of making the situation bigger, and
Yeah.
they are afraid of education office
Yeah.
and media.
Yeah,
So yeah, they have they have to see the situation fairly, and they should listen to teachers' opinion fairly.
Yeah.
But these days, they usually listen to students' voice more than teachers.
Yeah.
They just want to hide some problem and
Yeah.
reduce the accident. Yeah, that's the problem.
In actually, I do my military service in school, in high school. In the principal of that school, high school, as you mentioned, that they want to hide, but they want to like show some important thing to government, but they just want to like emphasize the good point of the school, but they want to hide the bad point. For example, like most of the students smoking, they are not that good school, like farming high school, and that more in a market nearby. and they always smoke, and my job is just cleaning the cigarette. But in the first week, I just like working hard, but someday I was so like feel uncomfortable because I didn't smoke, so I don't like that kind of smell. But so so when I just asked them, why don't you put some garbage can in the side? But they just told me that if we put the garbage can, it means we agree with their smoking, so we cannot. So we just have to clean up. So I'm so like, oh, I cannot understand that kind of opinion. So, and the last, I didn't do that, but they want to make a like school forest, and they want to get funding from school, like government. So it is quite not the attitude of the educator, right? It is a principle of the high school, but they always just talking with like high grade of official, and they just eat lunch and walk around and making some forest, and they just want to ignore, and they just want to hide. And if their problems occur, they just push that situation to specific teacher who is not that like who is alone. So all of the responsibility is go to specific teacher, and I watch a lot of like crime teacher. So this is quite a problem, quite a big problem. Sorry for you.
I think school must strictly keep parents from intervening in class management unless a teacher commit any physical or psychological violence. Before teachers are attacked by parents directly, schools have to be a medium between the two, confirm exact truths, and try to solve the conflict with contact between parents and teachers as minimum as possible. I think the contact between them must be minimum as possible.
Yeah.
My answer is almost similar. So they need standard procedure, standard policy to handle disputes fairly and protect teachers from this kind of disputes.
Okay. Yeah. For the question number 7. How can communication between teachers and parents be improved to avoid misunderstandings or escalation of minor issues? I think the problem is occur when the emotional thing is expressed. So I think first of all, parents and teachers must understand and know about how to express their opinion more politely. But conflict is not that easy to express, to hide their emotions. So I think like mediator, like conflict mediator, who can handle that kind of conflict. Similar as I mentioned, the Department of the Judgment. Similar, like mediator of department will be effective. So when the problems occur, argues, or kind of fighting is occur, they can help, and they can just handle, and they can make that situation more like more in a good way. So yeah, and mutual respect is most important.
I think we don't have a lot of opportunity to communicate between teachers and parents.
Yeah.
I remember it was only once
Once a year,
once a
open
year
class, yeah.
in when I was high school.
Yeah.
So if we make the place and opportunities to communicate with between them regularly, then we can fix some problems we face right now.
Yeah. It's gonna be useful.
I think parents must trust teachers' expertise in managing and controlling the class and individual students. And teachers must manage their class without firm, valid rules, without emotional impulse, so that both students and parents accept their instruction as a justified one.
Yes, and also using official apps or emails is better than using a personal phone number. It's already saying. And
Yeah.
also, when I was elementary school, in the elementary school, I saw there were a regular meeting between
Teacher and
parents and
wow.
teachers, but once a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So they communicate. They communicated well, and also teachers express their problem or saying to parents, and also parents said about their students and or their problem, and it looks very helpful
Yeah.
to each other. Then that school there were no problems. There were no big problems in the school. So.
But I think most of the teachers don't want to.
Oh
Like, yeah, because they were worried about like blame. But it.
Like, school should provide some official sessions that parents can come to school.
Like in large place that can like just express their opinion.
Then I think parents will reduce their direct private contact to teacher.
And I think they are like they treat teacher just a one teacher easy, but if they contact to a principal or lots of many teachers, they gonna be like weaker. So I think that kind of system gonna be useful. For our last question, what would an ideal classroom look like in terms of rights, responsibilities, discipline, and mutual respect? Describe the balance you would want to see. Like I think the number 8 is the conclusion of our ultimate goal. So I think the balance is most important. So they have to know their like level. So students are people who want to learn, and teachers are the people who want to teach, and parents are the protector of the students. So if they know that kind of like roles, they can easily understand about the situation. So if the grade is gonna be low, but teachers can only grade the students. So if they know the roles, and but they might be a little problem because all the people has a different opinion and different thoughts. So and in the connection, if there any like communication area, like as you mentioned, that it gonna be making a balance, and plus like strong institutional support or kind of clear rules gonna be make our education society more happy.
I think ideal classroom is like students can suggest their opinions and emotion freely, and teachers should accept them. And but these days in Korea, the problem is many students cross the line, and teachers can't deal with the students that misbehave. So we need to fix this, and then and also parents' involvement is too much.
Yeah.
So our parents need to trust teachers' right and how they are teaching in classroom. Yeah, this is important, I think.
I think both teacher and students feel safe and they treat each other with kindness. Discipline should be fair and consistent.
Teachers provide a comfortable mood in class so students can express their own opinion. So, and I think my ideal classroom is students communicate with others very well, such as to presentation or express their opinions well, and then it should be follow mutual respect.
We have some time, so why don't you share the another country's protection? So, for me, I searched about China, and in China, teachers are strongly protected by teachers' laws. It means they have a solo teachers' law, and the key law is like the law clearly says teachers have a professional legal status. Their rights must be respected and protected, and others cannot insult teacher or interfere teacher, and they cannot even harm them physically. It is in the law. So students and parents cannot easily argue or complain or even cross the line because they were like worried about the punishment. So teachers feels more authority, but there's are side effects because it means the government really involved in the educational system. So similarly, like Vatican, they want to persist some specific thing. So teachers cannot easily teach in a variety of ways. So it kind of be a side effect. So both good effect and a bad effect. This is China.
I searched for Germany, and in Germany, teachers' rights are strong and well structured. Mainly because they are considered public servants, which means they are guaranteed by job security and stable salary, and they are also strongly supported by teachers' unions and association, and they provide legal support when some problems happens between teachers and students. And Germany government also guarantee freedom of teaching, so they teach students freely. So which means parents do not interfere their teaching.
Wow.
And yes, I think it seems that the teachers in Germany have more power compared to Korea.
In case of England, teachers are protected under general UK employment laws, such as the Employment Rights Act 1996 and the Equality Act 2010. And teachers usually work under contracts based on school teachers' pay and conditions documents. This document sets salary scales, working hours, duties, and responsibilities. And similar to Germany, unions like National Education Union provide legal support, represent teachers in disputes, and campaign for better pay and conditions.
The Brazilian Constitution protects academic freedom, so teachers can teach without ideological censorship. And recently, some movement there is some movement which aims to ban teachers from discussing politics or gender in the classroom, but the Brazilian court do not allow this movement. So teachers can easily teach their own politic idea or gender.